Welcome to T Boys TV. We are back again with another Hat Show, obviously episode 193. A lot to get into in this one, so we're not going to waste any time. Obviously, the Preston preview, a lot of transfer news today, as it is the last week. And then obviously we do play tomorrow, so obviously we'll get into that as well. But yeah, I haven't brought him in today. I don't think there's any point. You know he's on the thumbnail. So how are you, Dad?
Yeah, not too bad, man. Not too bad.
Yeah. Let's get straight into it. So Preston, like I said in my reaction, I'm never going there again. Like real talk, you think I'm joking. I've been there twice, right? Well, 4 times overall, but twice for football, and we haven't even scored a goal. We lost 3-0 on aggregate, if you want to base it by that. But as for the lineup, one surprise for me, and that was Rio Walters not starting. I did sort of maybe expect McGuinness to start as much as I didn't put him in, just because of that price tag, alleged price tag, like I said on the Matchday vlog. And shout out to everyone that's watched that maybe it'd be in just because of that. But I was surprised Walters weren't in. I thought maybe he'd be the one to move to the right wing back role. And then as for the bench, I'll just go through the bench: Anderson, Burke, Horlick, Ruddock, Nelson, Taylor, Walsh, Walters, and Woodrow. Felt very weird seeing a bench like that. Only one, youngster on the bench, taking away the keeper. In Nelson, very interesting. I mean, I was a little bit surprised, but then again, I wasn't, because the likes of Anderson and Burke were back, and maybe Johnson weren't there. But I just think it's because they were back. And when you look at other youngsters for us, Nelson's obviously the one up there with Johnson. So, and he obviously he's not the same position. So maybe you thought he'd probably be there as well. But it actually felt good to have quite a decent amount of depth on the bench for once, didn't it, Dad?
Yeah, definitely. It's good to see him back. They'll probably start tomorrow. But yeah, kind of McGuinness starting. Yeah, it makes sense. Got them options. Walters has played like a lot in pre-season and in the other games. So yeah, it kind of makes sense to give him a little bit of rest.
Yeah, and it's go on. What was you going to say, sir?
And yeah, obviously good to see like Walsh as well. And then obviously he's going to have to start leaving some people out if you've got, especially when you've got that many defenders. So but Johnson's still going to be in and around it, and it's good that we've got the cover and stuff, so that's fine.
Yeah, what I was going to say is I can't even remember what I was going to say now. Something I said with Darth Vader at the game. I can't quite remember what it was. If it comes back in my head, I'll remember. But going into the actual game. First off, we were going forward a few times, had a few chances on the left side. But the problem with this game, and it's repetitive, so it's probably the only time I'm going to say it, is the final third. It was either too much on it in the crossing department, or not great crosses, or just weren't even crosses. It was just loose passes. It's like someone said on Free Counties Radio. They played it on the way back on the coach. That we just felt like we were panicking in the final third. And I think that was a great way to sum it up. It was just very frustrating in the sense of, just why are we doing that? There were certain things we just, what it's like, people that have travelled to that, banging their chairs and that, fuming, because it's just simple stuff that we, not doing right in the final third. And we thought, especially me, myself, that was our best, most strength position, you could say. Strength's even a word in that sense, because, you look at it and you that was a position you look at with the attacker team. We felt we don't really need to fill, but coming out of that game, like I said in my reaction that I did, maybe my opinion's changed on that. Or we need to, give Taylor a bit of a chance. Obviously, he will play tomorrow, but I feel if he makes a massive impact, even if he don't score, then I think you've got to give him the chance against QPR on Friday in the league, because it's not working with them two up front. Morris and Elijah, it's just not. Again, we know Elijah's a slow starter. However, he's got close to the last 2 games. This game, it was, if we're going to be honest, it was just half chances. Morris had one good chance looking back at it, and that was where the keeper tipped it over in the first half. But yeah, it weren't great. from the pair of them, if we're going to be honest. And it was very frustrating. And again, I'll say the service, the deliveries were not the best, but at the same time, they're not trying to adapt. They're not trying to change their game for me. Well, especially Morris, anyway. I'm going to be totally honest. He's not trying to change his game. I think I'll be honest. Massive shout out to him the way he took the armband. We've said it openly. When the unfortunate stuff happened with Lockyer, I know he's very, very close with him. Fair play for that. But I don't like a striker being the captain. I think we need to change it on now. I think we need to give it to Bell, like he has been. When Morris has been coming off in the games, and to be honest, Bell was it when it first, when the stuff originally happened with Lockyer. So in the first couple of games, so I think we need to give it to him personally. And it is quite frustrating. Like, yes, he's getting manhandled every game, but he's not adapting. He's not trying to do something else to his game for me. And it's quite frustrating. But what did you make of the chances we had in this game, Dad?
Yeah, we had plenty of chances. We did control the game.
And by the way, guys, 17 chances we had in the game.
Yeah,
I don't know the last time we had that as a whole. I'm going to be honest. But yeah, as you were saying,
you got to take that as a positive thing. But their game plan was to frustrate us, and it worked. Luckily for them, really, it did work. They got loads of yellow cards, got booked for diving. The keeper was time wasting a little bit. Do you know what I mean? But we should have been putting the ball in the back of the net. A couple of decisions. It does seem like we've still got that Premier League hangover where we were trying too hard to score in that league, and we don't need to do that in this league. We have more time and that, play the right pass. Like the Clark shot, he probably should have laid it off to Chong maybe, but they did defend really well as well. But yeah, the front two weren't great in this game, and no doubt they will come good at some stage, but you got to be prepared to like drop one of them or something at some point. I'm pretty sure he's done it before when we were in the Championship. One or the other was getting dropped and then it was getting swapped around. I'm pretty sure of it. So we'll see. They'll be rested anyway, probably tomorrow. Would have thought. But the cover as well. Is it good enough? Taylor's still young. We know he's got a lot of potential in that. But Woodrow, for me, even when he come on, I don't think he was too great. But you've got to take some of the positives. We knew we start slow. We already said this. We know Elijah starts slow. We've already said this. I'm not bothered about where we are on the table. We dominated even with 10 men against Portsmouth. Burnley one off. We had the youngsters starting. We had nothing on the bench. They're a good side, but they lost again the other day.
Sunderland, man, doing very well so far.
We went away and we on another day we would have beat them definitely. So I'm not too fussed. We'll see where we are in another cup games when we've the transfer window's closed as well, because I don't think that's helping, because some players are reportedly being looked at, and we don't, things like that. We're still trying to get other players in. So yeah, it wasn't disastrous. It wasn't like I'd rather us, dominate games. Obviously, we didn't win. That's disappointing, but we're not getting outplayed. Where at times when we first went into the Championship, things like that, we were. Do you know what I mean? So, and the goal, it was a clever flick from them. McGuinness was on the at that moment anyway. He was on the left side. I can't remember if he started. I thought he was in the middle, but he's not. That's not his natural position. Waters might have been able to close that down and stop the shot. The cross getting in, the pass getting in, or whatever. But it was. We've done that so many times. We've done that last season as well. Playing all right, and then they get a one breakaway goal. I think that they didn't really have much after that. We had a plethora of chances, but we was just rushing them. In the end, but at some point that's all going to click, and teams are going to get good eye in. So
Yeah, no, I have to agree. Again, I felt very sorry for Shea in this game. The finish, he couldn't have actually done anything. It was a good finish, and he done really well coming out. There's 2 or 3 times in the game he's come out and done really well. that one in the first half right in front of us. We were like, go on, we were loving it from Shea. And, a lot of times he prevented it from being more, not that they caused a lot of a threat, but just when they were going forward at times. He'd come out and made himself look big and done really well, what a keeper should do. And Mr. Reliable, really, like everyone says about him. And me personally, Kaminsky probably will come back in for that QPR game on Friday, but I think he has to earn the right, in my opinion, because Shea hasn't done anything wrong. That's just my opinion.
I mean, regarding the goal, some part of me thinks maybe Kaminsky might have got onto that. Maybe I'm just being a bit harsh, you know what I mean? But part of me thinks that maybe, he's got that, saving ability over Shea more. He has.
Yeah.
But the command of the box and the basics, professionalism from him was, and he didn't really have much to do, to be honest.
No, half chances really.
Exactly. You know what I mean? He was quick off his line and things like that, and that's what counts.
As the fan said, Luton's number one. No, that was class, man. That was good. But frustrating. We're not, like I say, not going to go through the actual whole game for ages. Let's go through some comments. There is a lot of comments flying in. Big up to Paul, says, good evening, lads. Big up. You put this before we went live, so big up to yourself, mate. Big up to Harry. Yeah, it wasn't meant to be, was it? Obviously, Harry come with me, as you lot know. And, it just weren't great. But Harry was he was getting into it, you know what I mean? Come on. Especially at the start of the game. Don't know how true this is. I tried to look myself. This is a Sunderland fan, by the way. Apparently, we're looking at.
I like Patrick Roberts, man. I've always liked
same. And again, he's quite versatile on transfer market. It says he can play, obviously, as a right winger, but his other position, left winger and attacking midfield. I mean, that would be really ideal because I know we're looking at Tom Cannon apparently, but I don't know if we need a striker necessarily. I think it's just more of an attacker to essentially be the replacement for Townsend, essentially. But if they can play up front, it's even better. But I don't know. We definitely need an attacker. I've said that after that game. I feel we do. But it's just whether, do you think we need an actual striker, or do you think we need, a wide player that can do maybe a bit more?
I think potentially because the thing is about, Morris and stuff like that is he's kind of been not found out, but players know how to mark him basically and frustrate him and stop
exactly.
into his flow.
And he's not adapted so far.
Yeah, well, he probably will, but it's when we're playing them, balls to him, he's just got to be maybe quick, try and release it quicker and then make a run. I don't know, but I'm not a manager or whatever, but you get that and now know how to mark him, and that's the problem. And Elijah as well, to a similar. I think we need something a bit different so that teams are like, oh, actually, I know we got Taylor and that on the bench, but unless it's going to start him, and then because you give Morris, I get why he's the captain, but now Bell's back, maybe you should be giving it to him.
Yeah, I think so. Like I said, even when the stuff happened to Lockyer, Bell was the one who got the captain's armband first, because I'm pretty sure that me and you were saying at the time it's going to be interesting to see who the new leader is, and then bang, he got it, and then he got injured, like you say.
So yeah,
we'll see. Harry agrees. If Mengi stays, I give it to him, or Bell, like you say. Yeah, I'd say Bell, because he's, I just think he's quite good as a leader as well.
But generally, you give it to
I can see, especially even though it's only one game, I could see McGuinness being in that, that leadership group. Because I think he was quite commanding in the game. And that sliding block, like I know you said it to me, off here, that was unreal. I thought they were going to score at that moment. I'm not going to lie.
Great. Oh, yeah. Brilliant.
And no, he was all right. He tried to do some, passes you wouldn't necessarily try and do on your debut. You would just try and do the basics. He was trying to pick out some really good passes as well. And yeah, he was decent. He was decent. Jackie says, hi, Ty Dads. Agree with all that. Very disappointing game. Players lethargic, apart from our new players who's more enthusiastic. Yeah, totally agree. Liam Walsh, when he come on, obviously we're getting to player ratings, but he was really, really good in this game. And again, like I say, it's not even half a game. I said it was half a game, but it wasn't. And I know a lot of people have been quite critical of the signing, but it looks like if he can stay fit, Rob Edwards not going to rush him into things, but if he can stay fit, I think he'd be a really good player for us.
Yeah.
And I think he's got that ambition, definitely, given by his interview and stuff when he signed. So yeah, there we go with that. Shout out to yourself, mate. Hey guys, Guinness is a really amazing player. Yeah. I'll be honest, I sort of hope so for what we've allegedly.
No, you can see is you can see.
You can see, yeah. Like I say, he could be up there for the leadership group. I just think he does look that good already, to be honest. So yeah, there we go. We need more attackers, 100%. I went out of that game saying that. I didn't think we did. I thought maybe another midfielder, but I think now we definitely need something, and essentially to be that Townsend replacement, because we know he's going. It's just a matter of where's he going. He's not going Turkey now because obviously they've got the transfer ban. So yeah, there we go with that. Yeah, literally, mate. Neither did I until Rob Edwards said it. I was like, wow, that's actually insane. I'll say I don't even know last time we did, but yeah, it's all interesting. But going into the player ratings, so Shea in goal, I'd say for me, I felt he done all right. Me personally, I think the goal. No, I think because it was right in the corner, he was all right. But yeah, his actual, command in the box done really well again, similar to the Portsmouth game in that sense. So, I'm not going to go too low. I'm actually going to give him a 7.
Yeah, I'll agree. I'll give him a 7. We discussed it already. Already. He had little to do, but what genuinely, apart from the goal, what he did do was decent. We weren't panicking. That sometimes you do when you ain't got your first choice keeper in goal. So yeah.
Yeah. Shay, Harry and Paul have gone with a 7 for Shay. I was about to say Shay's gone for a 7. But yeah, moving on to the next player. We'll go over to Bell. Again, I felt it was decent from Bell. I can't really say there's anything wrong. Obviously, the goal wasn't on, the side he was on anyway. I think I'll just go with a 6.5 for Bell.
Yeah, 6.5. Went as as he was in the first game, but didn't he? He stayed on for the whole match in this game.
So yeah, he did. Yeah, I was a bit surprised by that.
Minutes in there for him. Again, he'll probably be rested tomorrow. But yeah, 6.5.
Yeah. Jackie's rating for Shay is 7.5. Fair enough. I was going to go with that, but I'll go a little bit lower. Morris doesn't look 50%. Yeah, I don't know with him.
The thing is, what's frustrating, I'll just butt in there, like he looked really good in pre-season, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah. He could have had 4 out of 3.
Really good in pre-season.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
But again, I think that's partly because he was getting marked, but not as much as he is now, where they're just on him, and the referee's just like not giving him. I think he needs to play a bit further up or something. Do you know what I mean? Like, because
he was quite deep, and I was a bit surprised about that in this game. Yeah. I was saying that to Darth Vader. Yeah, when I was next to him, I was like, "Why is it so deep? Like, this is annoying." So yeah, I do agree with that. Harry says Bell 7 was all right. To be fair, yeah, exactly. Didn't do anything wrong, did he? So yeah, 7.5 for Bell, says Paul. 6.5 says Jackie. Moving on we'll go over to Mengi. It's definitely not a game like the Portsmouth game for him, but again, I think I'll go over 6.5.
Yeah, 6.5. The thing is, we didn't have an awful lot of defending to do, to be honest. Really. So they just get as an average performance. He had that shot as well near the end as well, which was deflected.
Yeah. Harry was loving it. He thought that was going in. So did I. I really limbs one.
So yeah, 6.5.
Yeah, because that was the one that dipped, wasn't it? I was like, whoa, that actually might go in. And it tipped it over, annoyingly. Mengi 7 says Paul. 6 says Harry. So does Jackie. Moving on to McGuinness, I'll say it was good. The only one thing I will say that worried me is it was the first half. It's the first half when it went forward, and I just don't know. As a player, obviously it's only one game, so I don't know if he's the quickest, and I did get a bit worried there, just because the way they got in. But other than that, like I say, he was doing complex passes, you could say, which, like I said, players wouldn't do on their debut usually. And that sliding block was really good. And yeah, like I say, he could be part of that leadership group going forward. So yeah, I thought he was decent. So do you know what? I'll give him a 7. I think it's solid debut,
Yeah,
like Harry says in the chat.
yeah. Just back that tackle, we could have made it 2-0.
Yeah,
And he had a lot. You say that about the pace, but he was chasing back for that.
But then again, where I was, it was the other side. So
I think it's just he's not used to playing like a back three like that and
yeah,
in that position basically. But yeah, I thought he looked good, composed. And we'll be looking good for defenders. We've covered ourselves if bids do come in for
that's a good thing.
So yeah, I'll give him a 7.
Yeah, sorry about that. I was having a drink. Where are other ratings? McGuinness 8 says Paul. McGuinness is definitely 100%. Yeah, he's looking good. So yeah, there's that. I think I've caught up there. Moving on to the next player. We'll go over to Chio. Again, I was a little bit surprised he started. I thought maybe it'd be Walters, but then again, that's what I was going to say actually. I didn't expect Walters to start these first couple of games anyway. So maybe it was, looking at that, you don't want to put too much pressure. Like, I think you said that earlier as well, Dad. But yeah, I just thought maybe Walters go right wing back. Chio would be that sort of impact sub. I mean, went forward a few times, tried to take on his man. He was still doing a bit of the, the cutting in stuff at times, which was a little bit frustrating. But it was a better performance from him. Not compared to the Portsmouth game, but on a regular basis than it has been, really, especially towards the back end of last season. So I'll go with a 6.5.
Yeah, 6.5 wasn't too bad. Do you know what I mean? He's getting a lot of criticism from certain quarters and that, but I still think he's pretty decent.
Yeah, definitely.
But a bit one-dimensional at times, maybe. But we'll see what happens. Apparently, he's being looked at anyway, so
yeah,
I wouldn't be devastated if he'd went. You know what I mean? It's been decent, but I think there's better players out there that we could get, and if we can get a decent amount for him,
yeah, definitely
in the world. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'll give him 6.5.
So yeah, fair enough. Paul says 5.5. He's gone with 4.5. There was other ones. Comments flying in. Big up to everyone inside. It's literally a bit of madness to catch up with comments. 5.5. Yeah, said that. So yeah, there we go. With that, moving on to the next player, which was Doughty. Again, now I said to Darth Vader, right? I said the opening 20 minutes, I thought him and Baptiste were our best players because I felt the way Doughty was covering was really, really good. But then as the game went on, his crossing was not good. And I've been saying this the last couple of weeks, especially his best attacking attribute, his crossing, has been very frustrating. It was either overhit or not great in the sense of, not at the front post. And, there was a shot he had as well. I felt he should have put that on target. If I'm going to be again, I know he's not known for scoring, but we know he's done much better at times. Look at that QPR game last time we played him. And that was sort of the same angle. Obviously, that was outside the box as well. This was inside the box. So he should have at least put it on target for me. And it was a frustrating game. And he'll be frustrated. He was frustrated with that shot, frustrated at the end as well, when they conceded as well, or when we conceded, shall I say. So, yeah, for me, it wasn't, like I say, defensively, I felt he was good, considering he had a lot of criticism that he can't defend and all that. Which was why he weren't in the England team. He showed good glimpses, and he did last season as well with that aspect. But just the crossing ability weren't great. So I'll just go over a half it 6.
Really, I'll give him a 7. I thought his overall play, general play, was pretty decent, and normally it is him just getting crosses in or whatever, and that, but he was cutting inside. Do you know what I mean? I thought his overall play was pretty decent, but it was just the final end product. We can't be relying. Reminds me of the Bree situation.
Yeah, we are very reliant.
Constantly taking every corner, every free kick. We need to have other outlets and other players that can do it.
Well, I was thinking, Baptiste, he looks like he can cross the ball. Look at the goal against Celta Vigo.
Yeah. So, and I think it's effect. Maybe he's trying too hard. Who knows? Maybe he's looking to move himself. I don't know. But I'll give him a 7.
Yeah, fair enough. Paul's gone with a 6. Other ones. Harry's gone 5. I think there was one more. Yeah, Jackie. Doughty 6. Give him a break. Let someone else take it. No, I totally agree. I think we need to give. I would say Baptiste because I'm not really. When I think about it, I'm not really too sure who else. I'll be honest, but except from Baptiste, looking at the team right now, anyway, with who's available and that. So, yeah. There we go. Yeah, it's going to be a very busy week, mate. I'll tell you that now. Like today, it's been crazy, and also, like it says in the title, it's set to sign that defender. Apparently, announcement for that soon. Obviously, I know he had his medical last week and stuff. And obviously he's 21, so I'm sure he's part of that under 21s to be. I think part of it depends when they turn 22 or something, but I think he's all right. But that probably tells you there might be an outgoing or a loan or something with a defender. But we'll see. It's going to be a crazy week. I don't even know. There we go with that. I doubt you 50-50. Yeah, you're on the same wavelength as me. Yeah, I thought there was good plays. Like defensively, I actually felt he was all right. It was just that crossing, which was a bit frustrating. That shot, I think he should have done a little bit better. But it's dribbling, like you say, that was all right, to be fair. Moving on to the next player. We'll go over to the midfield. We'll go over to Clark. I thought he had a decent game. The only one thing that was quite frustrating, even though we got a corner from it, was that shot he had. And the only reason I say that is because I think Chong was open. Like, it was someone on the left. I think it was Chong.
It was Chong, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, Darth Vader, if you watch the vlog, you hear him in the background. Fuck's sake. Because he just should have maybe squared it. But overall, considering he's not a defensive-minded midfielder, he comes in, he puts in a shift, and I have to give him his credit for that. He does that every time. He wins a lot of headers as well. He's not even a tall player. So I'll give him credit for that. But yeah, if I'm going to be honest, and I know everyone will be the same, I just can't wait to have the Campbell back or, and the German guy, because then it's just, we'll be so much more steady in the midfield. And obviously Nakamba's set to be back for QPR. I don't know what game specifically, probably a League One. But man. As for Clark, his rating, I do think he was one of the better players that started, to be honest. So I'll give him a 7.
Well, I'll give him a 7 as well. He is my man in the match because I thought he was the most creative of our players. He played quite a few through balls, by that shot, but everyone else didn't exactly. The two front men done nothing really.
At least he had a decent shot, yeah.
Yeah, one of the most experienced players in the team as well. Do you know what I mean? And we missed him at times this last season, and he's started all right. To be fair to him, and he's trying to nail down that place. I just felt he out of the more creative players, he was the better one, especially like be it starting on the pitch, obviously until we come on. So yeah, I'm going to give him man of the match, but it's only a 7 still.
Yeah, fair enough. No, fair enough. He was one of the better players. I'd say he's probably in my top 3 definitely, maybe even top 2. To be honest, other ratings, Harry's gone 6.5, Jackie 7, a lot of 7s flying in. So with that, moving on to the next player, which is obviously Baptiste. Now he's my man of the match. I thought his footwork in this game was really, really good. I'll tell you what though, when he had that shot right in the first half, where he's done that fake thing, I don't think he meant to do the step over like that, but it actually worked, which was nice. Shot was unlucky, it's wide, but again, similar to Clark, he's not a defensive-minded midfielder, and I felt he's still done okay. Bar that. And again, it will help when at least one of Nakamba or Krause are back in, because then it gives them the luxury, whether that's him or Clark, they chop and change whatever, to do their better role, which is attacking in the midfield and playing a bit higher up and stuff at times. But yeah, in this game, like I say, he's my man of the match. So based on that, I'll go for 7.5.
I'll give him 6.5. I thought he was pretty decent. He got a yellow card, but he's a bit of frustration. He's not really like late tackles and that, but in general he was okay. But Yeah, 6.5.
Yeah. And as for our ratings, by the way, the player ratings overall, Baptiste is top, by the way, now. He was level with Mengi. He's on 3, Mengi's on 2, and then obviously Clark's got his first vote for the season. With that, going on to other ratings for players. Baptiste, I think, did you actually mean to put 9.7? I think you might have meant to put, if you did, geez, 6.5. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. I just felt, he was good. Similar to Clark in the sense of, that midfield's going to get overrun at times because they're attacking midfielders predominantly, but I think they've still done all right, to be fair. And they had a couple of shots, unlike the attackers. The attackers had half shots, if we're going to be honest. So, that's that on that. And then moving on to, obviously, the attackers. So start off with Chong. First half, right, I thought he was all right. He was getting on the ball on the left side, the far side from us and doing things. He was trying to get on the ball and stuff, take on his man, which we know he's good at. But second half, I thought he massively dropped off, in my opinion. Well, I've seen a lot of Luton fans say he was the best player. My personal opinion, it's all about opinions, but I'm not too sure about that. I think he massively dropped off, hence why Rob Edwards took him off in that second half. He weren't terrible. I'll say first half was all right, but not good for me in the second half. So I'm going to have to go with I think I'll just go with an average 6, to be honest.
I'll give 6.5. He's showing. I think he dropped after he got kicked. He proper got cut up. You know what I mean? And I thought he was going to come off at that point, and then since then, I think he pretty much come off after that. So it's a bit of that, and then obviously, now with obviously at the time we don't know anyway, but there's a lot of talk about him being linked with Ipswich and that, as well as Chio. Weirdly,
Yes, I know.
I think Chong I can possibly Chio. I don't know. I'm not sure about that, but yeah, I'll just give him 6.5. He's I think sometimes he's a bit. I've said it before. Like he's a bit weak sometimes. You know what I mean? I don't know if he's strong enough at times, but he's definitely got the ability. But them front three not really working for me.
Yeah, no, I have to agree. Definitely. 6.5 says Paul as well. Harry says Chong thought he was awful considering how his standards should be. Yeah, exactly. We've seen him at his top games. Do you know what I mean? For Birmingham, for Luton, and you're not going to have a good game every day. We know that, or every game. But me personally, I just don't know how he got given the best player by certain people. That's just my opinion in it. So we'll see in it. Chong 7 says Jackie. Fair enough. So yeah. Yeah, it was quite interesting. Obviously, you wouldn't have quite seen this to people that obviously weren't quite there, but we were proper singing his name. Well, I'm not sure they might have showed it. They show it, Dad?
No.
So basically, we were just going, singing Chong will tear you apart. He just looked quite frustrated, like as if it might have been his last game potentially. I hope not, obviously, but it just looked like it. The way he was very frustrated, and there was a little mild clap for us. So obviously it'd be frustrating with his performance, but I don't know. Maybe I'm over exaggerating, but I don't know. A few people thought that they were out of the game. So yeah. Moving on to the next player, Morris. Again, not great. If we're going to be honest, yes, he was getting fouled at times, but I just think he needs to try a different dimension. I was saying even Star Fader done, and we've mentioned it on here that he was quite deep, and I was a bit surprised about that. I mean, I get it to a certain extent because he's not the fastest player. He's not that player that's going to get him behind like an Elijah. But
but he's better up top. Every time he's played in that position, he don't really do well, especially away. So I think it's more selective.
I used to that for a while. Yeah, when we play away.
But yeah.
As for my rating, I'll be honest, he'll probably get the lowest rating because it was disappointing from him. Especially being that captain. So for me, I won't go ridiculously low, but I will go with I'll go 4.5.
I'll give him a 5. That's it.
Yeah, fair enough. Harry says 3.5. Jackie's gone 5.5. Paul did do his earlier on. He went with 5, same as you, Dad. And then moving on to Elijah. Now Elijah was slightly better than Morris, but still not the best, especially when you look at the last 2 games where he's had chances. We know he's a slow starter, but again, I thought third time lucky he'd score in this game. A few half chances, like I say, from corners at times, crosses, but again, not the best. If we're going to be honest, I'll give him slightly better than Morris, which is a 5 for me.
I'll give him a 5 as well. That sounds a bit harsh, but some of his headers, considering like how good he normally is at headers, weren't too great. And again, you don't know if he's being looked at. Sometimes it does in the back of their heads. They don't want to get in. I don't know, man. We've seen better from both of them, and plenty of times, and it's just like they were non-existent at times. He had that chance where he nearly won the penalty, and that it was outside the area. And even then, that's frustrating. What come from that? Like, I felt Doughty, instead of crossing it, he should have laid it off to someone with back teeth, or someone was like waiting. Should have just pinged it to him and had a shot. You know what I mean? Might have got a corner out of it. Might have went in. Just the delivery was poor in the end, wasn't it? But 5.
Yeah. No, I think that's fair enough. At the end of the day, I think all this is fair enough. As long as you're not being over the top, you're being disrespectful. As long as it's constructive criticism, I don't see the problem with it. There's so many people that it's too harsh. It's not harsh. It's the fact and the reality. Yeah, people pay money to go and watch that. Yeah, that's a game we should be winning. Like, I know Championship, anything can happen in that, but not even score. Are you having a laugh? I was fuming with that. Maybe I didn't look as fuming, but trust me, I was. So yeah, like a lot of people would have been. Went to that. And even people that are watching it, we can do better. We think attacking is our best attribute. Now I'm sitting going out of that game thinking we need an attacker, and everyone's the same by the looks of it. It is frustrating. Can have a say as long as we're not being over the top. I don't see the problem. But it goes just what it is like, isn't it, nowadays? Elijah 5.5. Well, 17 chances, mate. Believe it or not. But yeah, no, that's what I mean, man. Like, just had so many chances, and it's just. Like, I was talking to Mike before the game. Obviously, you lot know him from the fan comments and that, and he was saying to me, if we don't win this, it's going to be disappointing. Do you know what I mean? We don't even go in this game with that mindset, really. As fans, not really. But maybe a bit more this season because we've been in the Premier League and that. But do you know what I mean?
It's like I said, I expected our quality to shine through. I knew that they'd be frustrated,
exactly.
But it didn't. You know what I mean? And that was that. Yeah, 100% frustrating.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, moving on to the subs. Real Waters, he done well when he come on. I'll give him credit, man. He earned that corner for us. When he made that run, 2 players on him as well. I love that. I was proper, obviously, at the back. Go on, Waters! Like, you heard it on the vlog. And yeah, man, I reckon, obviously we'll get into lineups in a bit, but I reckon he will start just because he didn't start, in that game tomorrow. So yeah, for him, I'll go. I was happy with him when he come on, so I will go with 6.5.
Yeah, 6.5. Looked dangerous. He's definitely a good signing.
Yeah, 100%.
Couldn't affect it as much, but it was up there. It was, making them attacking runs and that. Direct, good on the ball. 6.5.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, everyone else agrees. Harry says we're decent. 6.5. Jackie's going to be the same. Like I say, Paul Denny's earlier, 6.5 as well. See, we're all on the same wavelength there. So yeah, moving on to the next player, Liam Walsh, the best subs that come on for me in this game. He was trying to make things happen. I like, again, similar to McGuinness in the sense of playing them long balls, trying things. I think he might have had a shot at one point that was blocked. I don't blame him for taking on the shot at all. At least he did. And yeah, I felt he's decent. If he stays, like I said earlier, injury free, it'll be a good player for us. And I do think, again, he will start tomorrow. Not the whole game, as Rob Edwards already said, he's not going to play that. But a lot of people give him man of the match on the coach, and I can't even blame him. He was going to be up there for me, but again, I don't really give it subs unless they score a winner or massive impact in that sense. So, but yeah, he was really good. So I will actually, do you know what? I'm actually going to go with 7.
Yeah, I'll give him a 7. He looked comfortable on the ball, confident, like that casual sort of swagger a little bit as well, which I liked. And he's obviously got an excellent pass on him and stuff, and it did bring a little more, difference to our midfield in that respect. So yeah, I'll give him a 7.
Yeah, no, absolutely. He was good for sure. Other ratings, 7 says Jackie as well. Harry says 8. Honestly, my man of the match actually tried. Yeah, he did. Credit to him. Oh, I nearly just dropped my mouse. But yeah, massive credit to him. And then moving on to the next player, Taylor. Again, another player that tried when he come on. He was getting a bit frustrated because a lot of the balls when he come on were a bit, too much for him to get to and stuff like that. But yeah, he was trying. Even though he hasn't quite scored in his cameos, I still think he should warrant a start. Obviously, he's going to start tomorrow, but even if he don't score tomorrow, but it makes massive impact, I think he has to start, in my opinion. Will he? Probably not, but that's my opinion. I know a lot of people would agree with that. But yeah, in the game, I'll give him 6.5.
Yeah, I'll give him 6.5. He looks really strong as well, and like
Yeah,
the
he
ball
does. Yeah.
sticks to him sometimes, and he nearly created when he was running forward. I think it went to Elijah, who I think they might have got a block in or whatever. But if he starts, I think he could definitely bring that different dynamic. And I'm hoping that even if we are looking at another striker, that he's still in the squad, and it'll be Woodrow, because we go on to next, who will end up going out on loan. But yeah, 6.5.
Yeah. What was I going to say on Taylor? Yeah, that's the thing. It brings a different dimension. It's like we said earlier. It's sort of getting obvious what Elijah and Morris, especially Morris at the moment. He's going to try to hold up the ball and stuff. Like, yes, we're not managers, but come on, man. Like, we can see it. You need someone who's going to bring a different dimension. Oh yeah, let's have another player on that's going to do the same thing. Do you know what I mean?
For me, Taylor's like a cross between the both of them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I totally agree. Harry says, yeah, see, Taylor 6 has to start next league game for me. Yeah, definitely for me. Taylor a 10 out of 10. Yeah, he was good. 7 says Jackie. So yeah, there's that when it comes to that. And then moving on to Woodrow, like say, I'll probably just bang out a 6.
Yeah, just 6. He was just running around, like it weren't affecting the game. He's to be fair to him, he's not really getting it. Getting 10 minutes here and there. Do you know what I mean? But I think it's quite the answer. I don't think, to be honest with you. So yeah, 6.
Yeah, and then Nelson, I'll give a 6.5 because he actually done some good movement when he came on.
He did, yeah.
I'll give him a lot of confidence, which I like, which he has showed anyway. But
yeah, I'll give him a 6 because he was only on for like 10 minutes or so, 5 minutes, whatever it was. 10 minutes.
5 minutes it was. So yeah, Harry's gone 5 for Woodrow, 5.5 says Jackie, Nelson 6. So there we go with that. But overall, disappointing. Obviously you don't like to lose, but it's just what I'm more frustrated with is the fact we didn't even score. That's what annoyed me more. Because they weren't great. Let's be honest, they were not great. But again, they ground it out. So I guess fair enough. But at the same time, we should have capitalised and at least scored at least one. 17 chances. Come on, man.
But I know we haven't scored from open play, have we?
The last win was competitive win was Bournemouth. You know what I mean? When we thought we were, potentially going to sail, we still thought, it probably in the back of our mind, but still had a little bit of hope. But yeah, frustrating, man. Frustrating. But we're still in this. It's early day. Yeah, definitely. I'm not on no stupidness. Oh, you're League One incoming or any nonsense like that. Like lowest we'll finish is mid-table, and I can't even see that. I just think we'll get to grips, and like you say, we should be better as the weeks go on. And yeah, it's probably obvious, but what I mean is, like you said, Dad, there's a lot of players looking at it. Right? Is their heart fully here at the moment? But when the window's done, you have your ingoings that you wanted, that the board wanted, shall I say, the outgoings that they not necessarily wanted, but looked at it and thought, okay, we'll get decent money for them. And then you also look at it that their heart will actually be in it. So as the weeks go on, we should be better. And also as the international break, so then that gives more time for players to come back as well.
Yeah.
So we should be better as the weeks go on. Yeah, it's like Jackie says, we'll be okay after the break. So yeah, there we go with that. Also, Taylor was centre forward, so definitely a goal scorer. Yeah, exactly. With that, but yeah, moving on to a lot of signings. Well, not signings. A lot of transfer news, shall I say? It's been coming out today. Well, actually, in fact, we'll start off with one that actually has been a signing, and that's Campbell to Charlton. Is it really a surprise? Nathan Jones, obviously signed him for Luton. The only interesting thing for me is, yeah, he's probably will go there permanently in the end, but it is obviously a season-long loan, which is quite interesting.
Well, I think that there's
But yeah,
two
what do you
reasons
think
for
of
that.
this stuff?
I think that he wanted to play, felt he could play at championship level, and maybe it's based on whether they get promoted and things like that. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, but
Yeah,
inevitable. Yeah, makes sense.
yeah, exactly. Wish him all the best. Like I say, I've got no bad words to say about Campbell. In the derby, just getting that winner, to cement it anyway, was unbelievable. And even away days, Blackpool away when we won 3-0, yeah, he was excellent in that game. So yeah, man, wish him all the best. Whatever happens, and hopefully, well, he will actually get game time, unlike in Millwall, because Nathan Jones actually rates him. Him and Luke Berry, jeez, oh, that's gonna be good. That's gonna be good to see, especially for League One. But yeah, man, that's that on that. Yeah, I'm the same, really, Jackie. To be honest, really happy that he's gone somewhere. Exactly, because Millwall is just thrown out the pecking order, which was a joke. Because I was actually talking to Lewis earlier, and he said to me when Hull played him, he was really good. And then obviously the manager situation, it's
Mm.
ridiculous. He was telling me he would have took Campbell. Not necessarily now because they got a bit more midfielders, but back then he would have definitely took him. And that was only a glimpse. You know what I mean? When he rarely had a go at Millwall. So yeah, yeah, that's very true. But yeah, there's that. And then the next thing I'll get into is briefly, like I say, that defender is set to join. Apparently, it's going to be an announcement. That's all we're waiting on now. Deal was confirmed before there was actually a medical set in place, but like I said, he had that last week, and it's an interesting one because, like I say, he's 21, so he should be part of that under 21s thing. However, I don't know. I just think this is one more for the future potentially. Can you see him being in and around the lineup? I
Not,
don't know.
I'm
It's
not sure.
gonna be
It
centre
depends
back.
if anyone goes because he's right. He could play right and centre back, can't he? So it depends if anyone goes. That's all I'm saying. If not, then people will be going out on loan. Like he might be one of them potentially. Because we've got Hashioka to come back as well. And,
Yeah, exactly.
three at the back. We're loads of defenders. So yeah, it all depends what happens with other players. But I think potentially he might be going out on loan.
Yeah, I would assume if Mengi, especially if Mengi stays, because the way I
Mm.
see it, if Mengi goes, he's probably the Mengi replacement.
Well,
Um,
McGuinness for me is a Mengi replacement, but I know what you're saying. Yeah.
yeah. Because I think McGuinness is obviously Mengi's probably our best defender right now from what we've seen. Going forward, it could be McGuinness, but I just think he's more so pushing Burke out a little bit, and then this guy could be the Mengi one. But we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully, obviously I don't want Mengi to go, but if anyone is going to go defensively, it is going to be him. Let's be honest. So yeah, there we go. Yeah, no, definitely. I'm looking forward to seeing him play when that'll be a couple of weeks. So it'll be when the international break is finished. And I think the first game for us is Millwall, if I'm correct, when we're back. So that's a good game for him to potentially be involved in. That's quite a feisty one, as we know. So yeah, man. Probably on the bench. Yeah, maybe. Again, it all depends, doesn't it? Really, what happens with the defenders. And then talk about attackers. Apparently, we're looking at Tom Cannon. Obviously, there's a few teams looking at him anyway, so it'd be quite interesting. They are saying he could cost as much as 7 million. And obviously, we might need to. We will need to offload someone if that is the case, because he'll want to, be starting.
If we do buy him, pay 7 million.
7 million, yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. But obviously, Steve Cooper, it doesn't seem to be part of his plans. Obviously, he's at Leicester. Jordan Ives's coming in. I didn't even know that at Leicester. That's quite interesting. And then, the other teams that are involved, or looking at him, shall I say, is I've heard Sheffield United, Stoke City, and Sunderland, I think Sunderland was the other team. I mean, I don't know. I just still think Taylor will be in the pecking order now. Especially now that he's coming on before Woodrow. I think Woodrow might go out alone, like you say. But from what you've seen, Dad, what would you make if we did get Cannon?
Well, I haven't really seen too much of him. I do know that he went on loan to Preston and he'd done all right there. But other than that, no, he's obviously got a lot of potential. Do you know what I mean? But we'll just see what happens with that, because it's not. We probably are potentially, but we'll see. I think 7 million is quite a lot, to be honest with you, because he's unproven as well. But we'll see. And again, that depends. If someone, Elijah goes or something like that, then yeah, it definitely makes sense. But yeah, I think Woodrow might be on his way out. I knew we'd sign attacking players anyway. I did say that in the last, so it doesn't surprise me. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, no, definitely. We will see and go from there. When it comes, Harry agrees. Says if he comes in, Woodrow goes for me here. I agree, especially now that Taylor's going ahead with him. When it comes to players coming on and that, obviously he wants to play more regularly probably than he is, Taylor, but he's starting to come on more, and he'll start tomorrow, and hopefully, as the season goes on, he starts a few more games, especially if we get a cup run as well. He definitely will anyway. But hopefully he starts more in the league at times, especially if this continues. But briefly spoke on the next thing, which is the last bit of transfer news today. They want obviously Bene and Chong. I mean, for me, I could only see one going if there was to go, and that probably I do agree with you that it probably is Chong, because I know McKenna knows him from his time at Man United. I mean, interesting. Obviously, we know Premier League teams were looking at Chong. I did a video about that a couple of weeks ago, but yeah, what do you think?
Well, I don't know. It would be. I wouldn't be surprised if they double swooped. It'd be like 15 for both of them, 14, 15 mil for both of them. Which you can't really grumble at, to be fair, because we got Chio for nothing. Paid 5 for Chong, and yeah, maybe that'll help us in certain ways. Nice, because Chio's not really hit certain heights. I know it's still well early in the season and that, but certain players you can just see that they're going to be, doing bits for you and that. And Chong is definitely the best out of the two, but it might change the way we play as well, because they both kind of like wingers, or do you know what I mean?
Especially
it's not, as long as we then go out and replace, if we're looking at Patrick Roberts, right, that's direct replacement for Chio or Chong. He can play in either position, really good player. And then the striker as well. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, we'll just see what happens. This is going to happen.
It's going to be crazy.
Quite surprising, because they're two players really that maybe you wouldn't expect to be going, isn't it? We expected Elijah, Doughty, Mengi, even Kaminsky.
They were the main three.
Chong, I can get it because he's started off pre-season really well, and he's started.
Only one to score for us in the league as well so far.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, sorry, I forgot about that goal. Yeah, but yeah, we'll see what happens. Kind of makes sense a little bit. Yeah, because they know that they've been there last season, and they've probably got a better squad than we had last season as well, and adding them two to it. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, definitely. Like I say, you're going to see a lot of this week. So obviously, it is the last week. So yeah, there we go with that. And then that's it. So now let's get into the QPR game tomorrow. So 2 previews versus QPR coming up. Obviously not today. one today, and then one on Thursday. Because obviously we're playing on Friday. But yeah, interesting one. Going into this, it really depends how both teams go. Judging by what Rob Edwards has said, we are going to rotate as expected. But yeah, going into it, obviously we're kicking off our cup campaign. As we know, obviously we had a bye because obviously where we finished in the Premier League. So Rob Edwards has said this: we'll give some minutes to players. We'll have to. With the game so quick, the turnaround between Tuesday and Friday, and even from today till Tuesday, it's a quick turnaround. And with the number of injuries that we've had, we've got to make sure we get that selection right. It'll be a chance to give a few people a game to get minutes and get them up to speed, and to look after a couple as well that we don't want to break. We've just got Amari back and one or two others. We want to make sure that we get that right. So there will certainly be changes on Tuesday, but the group is strong enough to make sure that they're very competitive in that game as well and give us the best chance going into Friday. A bit more on QPR. Currently sit 19th in the Championship, following a loss at home to West Brom. Back-to-back draws to Sheffield United and Plymouth. The Oz failed to make it past the first round of this competition last year, losing to Norwich City at home. Michael Frey will be the one to watch out, with him scoring an early goal and then 1-1 draw this weekend. Last time we met, I briefly touched on it earlier, was when we beat him very convincingly. What a watch along that was. 3-0. Doughty scored that goal. And yeah, we looked very, very dominant and absolute limbs in that way end. Obviously, it was a brace from Morris that day as well. And a half volley from Doughty, like I say. Officials going into the game, Lee Doughty, funny enough. He previously refereed us in the Championship in our 2-0 away win at Rotherham. Okay, so I was actually at that game. From memory, wasn't bad. So yeah, there's that when it comes to that. But yeah, should be quite interesting. Obviously, we know it is a derby. But yeah, how are you feeling going into this one, Dad? Obviously, we're going to rotate, and given by that, sounds like Bell's not going to start, which we expect.
Yeah, there'll be heavy rotation, I would have thought. They'll rotate as well. So it's just a cup game, isn't it, really? It's not really. It gives the other players who have been playing a rest time to reset and guess. And these other players who do start, maybe potential, to say, look, I want to be here, I don't want to go out on loan or whatever, I want to be involved in the squad, that kind of thing. So I think it would just be a competitive cup game. And, it's not the be all and end all if we do lose, you know what I mean? Because we know we really want to be getting in the playoffs at least. So, yeah.
Yeah. I see it a bit 50-50 because obviously we know we're not going to win the League Cup, let's be honest. However, just with our start, a win would be nice for that confidence. Obviously, like I say, it is a bit of derby as well. However, I'll say, if we don't win, it's not be all end all. If you asked everyone, or majority of people, what game would you rather win? They'd all say Friday, wouldn't they? So
yeah.
It's one of them, really. We know we're going to rotate, so it's up to them players that rotate, like say, Doug. It's their opportunities. A lot of them, not necessarily, well, maybe not a lot of them. A few of them won't get as many opportunities, as they would in the cup games if we progress. So, a lot of them have got to step up, really, if they want to stay, like you say, make a claim in the team. So, yeah, I said that earlier. The Campbell's coming back. That'll be good this week, definitely. And I just think we'll be a bit more steady in midfield. And then it gives Baptiste or Clark, whoever starts out of them two, that luxury to go forward and be, predominantly what they're better at, which is obviously attacking. So yeah, there's that when it comes to that. Moving on to the lineups. So yeah, what I'll do is I'll get my lineup up first. So in this game, obviously we know it's going to be very rotational, like I say. So I've gone with this going into this game. So it's obviously Shay in goal. Shay's going to be loving it, mate. 3 games in a row. Probably didn't think he'd get that this season. But no, more than happy with him in goal. Obviously, I've been very pleased with his performances there. Back 3, I'm going to go with back 3 still. I'm going to go with Anderson, Holmes, and Burke. I think it's obvious that Burke's going to play because Luton put earlier, now focus on the Carabao Cup and it's a picture of Burke. Usually the player starts. But it'd be good to see him start to get minutes. As long as he's not playing left-sided centre back, I'm happy. Holmes in the middle. Bit surprised he weren't on the bench against who was it? Preston. And then obviously Anderson, good to see him. Saw him at half time, obviously doing the warm ups and that. So happy that he's back. I think he's going to be massive when he gets into the swing of things. So yeah, there we go. Johnson, I think he'll start this game. Obviously, he wasn't involved against Preston, but again, like I say, I think that's because the likes of Burke were back, Anderson, and that. But I think he will be. He's under 21 as well, so I can't see him getting loaned out because he's not part of that 25-man squad in that sense. Rio Walters on the right, like I say, he didn't start in the last game, so I think he'll start this game. Walsh and Ruddock have gone with in the midfield. Walsh, like I say, he's not going to play the whole game, we know that. But yeah, go with him. Ruddock, hopefully he does all right in this game. And then in ahead of them, I'll go Nelson, like sort of as a cam. I want to see him a bit higher up in this game. Like we know he can be good in that sort of position. We've seen glimpses of it at times. And then up front, I think it's a bit obvious what it's going to be, unless one of these goes, whether that's Taylor on loan or Woodrow on loan, whatever. And that should be Taylor and Woodrow. It'd definitely be Taylor for sure. It should probably be Woodrow as well. So, yeah, I mean, Woodrow does all right in the League Cup, did score last season. So hopefully bring that score against QPR. That'd be nice. But yeah, that's my lineup. And yeah, getting up your lineup, Dad. Obviously, I know it's the same. It's just the formation. It's slightly different. So I'll get that up now. There we go. There's your lineup, bud.
Yeah, obviously Shea. Kaminsky's not going to, Shea deserves to as well. Probably would play in a cup game anyway. But and Anderson, I feel that they were on the bench, so I could see that, that everyone out, Bell and out be rested. Holmes, unless he's going out on loan. Otherwise, it could be McGuinness, but I don't know about if I'd risk him. Walters, as we know, probably will start there. Johnson weren't involved at all, so it says to me that he's going to start. And then, I've got Walsh, Ruddock, and Nelson kind of in that. Like I say, Nelson could probably move, going that attacking cam role, whatever you want to call it. And then Taylor and Woodrow, and then we'll have strong players on the bench, like I say, because none of Burke and all that probably won't start the whole game. I wouldn't have thought. Maybe Holmes will, maybe Walters, Ruddock probably, but Walsh and that and depends if we got on the bench. We might have Morris and that on the bench, but I think that's a pretty decent lineup, to be honest. Like the cup. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
And we've always felt like that now, haven't we, in the cup competitions, in the sense of when we've been in them in recent years, we felt our second team is quite strong. And I think that is, to be honest, especially when you look at, I think that midfield's all right. For a second team, it's actually, especially at defence, geez. So, yeah, man. I mean, it's going to be interesting. Like I say, do get in your score predictions. We'll move over to that now. I mean, interesting one, isn't it, Dad? It's probably a bit hard to call. So I would say we expect a second team in that. But, yeah, I mean, how'd you see it going?
Oh, I'm going to go straight out 2-2. Going to go straight to penalties, and we win on penalties.
Yeah, I could see a penalty shootout myself.
Yeah, I think.
Go on.
They're rest players as well, so it's what happens in the cup. You never know. I mean, who's it? Preston beat Sunderland in the cup, didn't they?
Yeah, did you?
Beat us, but like other than that, they went. Sunderland have been flying, so you don't really know. But I think QPR probably have fringe players be looking to claim a place because they haven't started great either. So I think it'll be a draw, 2-2, like I say, and cut at penalties, and we edge it on penalties, and then get Man City in the third round. Or don't they go into the fourth round? I don't know, but you know what I mean. It'll be something like that.
I think they might go into the third round if I'm correct. But yeah, as for me, because I think it's certain position in the Premier League. From the round 2, because like West Ham are in it now. West Ham playing Bournemouth. There is some Premier League ties. Best tie is either that or Nottingham Forest, Newcastle, I'd say. But yeah, as for me, I reckon it will go to penalties as well. 1-1. I'm going to say 1-1. And then hopefully we win on penalties. We are good at penalties. So I'll say we do it. I do want to win in a way. And again, like I say, we're not going to win the League Cup, let's be honest. But I just want to win to get that confidence, bragging rights against QPR. But like I say, if someone said to me, this game or the game on Friday, obviously I'll say the game on Friday, especially being at home as well. But just hopefully for that confidence, man. But we'll see. We'll go from there and we will see. Paul's gone 2-1 Luton. Nice. Gone for a win in 90 minutes. That would be good. Hopefully, man. Joe Taylor to score. That's my goal scorer, by the way. On mine. Dad, who are you or two?
I'm going with Taylor and Walsh.
Oh, yeah. Do you know what? I could see a Walsh banger, hopefully. Well, hopefully I ain't just jinxed that like Barkley last year, but anyway. Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, we will as the season goes on, but I just want to try and get a win just for that bragging rights, really. Yeah, hopefully not. I mean, Harry, you're actually all right predictions, so hopefully not. But again, it's not be all or end all. If we lost to them twice, that wouldn't be good. That wouldn't be good, but yeah. Oh God, could you imagine? 1-1, go to pens and win. Yeah, Jackie's on the same wavelength as me, and also Taylor to score. So there we go. Is that same there? Dad, any final things you'd like to say about anything before we end it?
Nah, just enjoy it for what it is, and get ready for a busy last few days in the transfer market, and hope we can. If we do have players going, then we get some in. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's it really.
Yeah, definitely there. 3-0, geez. 3-0 back-to-back against them, imagine. We need to start using back four. Yeah, I agree. I think as the season goes on, we probably will, especially the amount of centre-backs there is. Like I say, it's just like, do you know what I mean? Like, I think we need to change it a little bit as the season goes on. And hopefully we do. But yeah, big up to everyone that's tuned in. A lot of people tuned into this. So yeah, big up to yourselves. Do obviously subscribe to the channel. A few new subscribers as the days have gone on. So yeah, man, big up to everyone that have done that. We are currently 8 away, guys. 8 away from 2,000. So yeah, not too long and a month left. Hopefully we can get there before that, or by the end of that, shall I say. And yeah, I will be doing a watch along tomorrow. It's on Sky Plus. Hopefully it does no BS like it did for the Portsmouth game and start showing me Derby for the first 5-10 minutes. But yeah, I'll be doing a watch along for that. That'll be a multi-stream again, so I'll do it on here and TikTok as well. And yeah, I think we're doing the championship show as well tomorrow before that. I think we're doing it at like 4 to review the games. All of the games. Yeah, we're not going to go through the Luton game for long. I will tell you that, because I've said most of it here and my reaction I did outside the ground. But yeah, if any signings come in tomorrow as well, obviously we talk about that, or more rumours. And then yeah, like I said, I'll be doing a watch along. The game's at 7:45, so I'll go live at 7:35, around about that time. So yeah, tune into that. And then obviously QPR game, as it stands, I'm not going to it, as in the one on Friday. So I will be doing a watch on as it stands, and I know David will be doing the fan camps outside after. So a lot of content coming out as well there. And then obviously we have a hat show on Thursday. Probably, yeah, we'll do it all in one again, reaction and, if any news comes out on that. So, yeah, we will go from there. And potentially it might be a T-Boy Discusses on Wednesday if anything comes out, which I'm sure it will. This is the last, last day of me not doing anything during that week. When it comes to obviously, other stuff. So yeah, man, big up to everyone. Smash a like if you haven't already. Do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Follow me across all my socials. And yeah, man, until next time, which is tomorrow, Thursday, my dad, we will see you lot in a bit. Take care and peace.